Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Janera, and today I'm going to be reviewing NARS's new Laguna Cream Bronzer as well as a couple of other new makeup releases. So if you're interested in seeing what these products are and how I use them in my routine, then keep on watching. Alright, so since I haven't posted on YouTube in a couple of weeks, I figured that for today's video, I would show you guys my current everyday makeup routine. So for today's video, I'll be showing you guys some new makeup products as well as some older makeup products that I've just started using. So first things first, I'll be using the new Milk Makeup Primer. This is the Pore Eclipse Mattifying and Blurring Primer. This is the consistency of this primer. And with this primer, there is a little bit of tingling that happens. It's not to the point where like it burns the skin, but there is like a slight tingle. So if you have sensitive skin, just keep that in mind. I do really like this primer though. I feel like the last couple of days that I've been trying this out, my makeup application has looked different in a good way. So that's why I just continue to use it. All right, so next up for foundation, my favorite recent launch has been the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I do like to mix it with my NARS Soft Matte Complete in the shade Macao. And for the Makeup Forever, I have the shade 4Y60. This is Makeup Forever's 4Y60 shade. So when I mix the Soft Matte Complete in Macao and the Makeup Forever 4Y60, this is the shade that I get. And the brush that I'll be using to blend this out is the Morphe M439. And I already posted a review of this foundation on its own, so if you just want to see how this foundation looks without the NARS, go ahead and check that video out. I'll link that at the end of this review. And then next up I have concealer. These are two older concealers. I used to always use the Makeup Forever Full Coverage in the shade 14. Recently I started using the Too Faced one to highlight. This is the shade Butterscotch. And then I'll be using my Beauty Blender Pro to blend out these concealers. And I've been using this concealer for years. Like when I first started makeup, this was the first one that I've used, and like everything that I've tried, I always revert back to this one. That's why even for the Too Faced concealer, even though I do like it to highlight, I don't like it on its own. So I always have to use this as a base. That's why I'm so glad that they haven't changed this formula. All right, so now I'm gonna use the Too Faced concealer to highlight. Next, I'll be using my setting powder from Laura Mercier. This is the shade Translucent Medium Deep. And I will be trying a talc-free setting powder soon, but right now this is the one that I use. And again, I'm gonna be using my Beauty Blender to put this on. I really hope that Laura Mercier comes out with a talc-free powder because I really do like their formula. Since I have really oily skin, I usually like to use this setting powder all over my face as an all over face powder, but because today I'll be using NARS's new cream bronzer, I heard to do all the cream first and then the powder after. So I'll be doing my contour, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and then I'll just use this setting powder on top at the end. All right, so next I'll be using the Bronze and Sculpt Trio palette by One Size Beauty in the shade Dark. This is currently the contour that I use, this last shade, and I'll swatch this palette for you guys just in case you're interested in picking this up. On the top, I put the contour shade, and then on the bottom, I put the two bronzer shades. I should have done the swatches from top to bottom, but I did bottom to top. And then to contour, I'll be using the IT Cosmetics brush number 227. This is an angled brush, which I think is really nice to put on the contour. And the reason why this palette is my favorite to contour with is because it's very pigmented and easy to blend out, and a little goes a long way, so I'm definitely gonna layer this on. Alright, so next for bronzer, I'll be using the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. I got the shade 4, and this is what the shade 4 looks like. And I'm gonna swatch this for you guys on my other hand. I'm actually really excited to try out this bronzer just because it does have a red undertone, which is my favorite undertone to use to bronze. I feel like it just warms up my face really well. And then to put this on, I'll be using my e.l.f. Buffing Foundation brush. I usually like using a smaller brush for bronzer, but recently I started using one with a bigger base and I really like how it comes out. This is the swatch of shade 4. And because this bronzer is super pigmented, I'm gonna try to build this up as well. I'm gonna start off very light. All right, so let me add a little bit more for my forehead. All right, so this is the first layer of the bronzer. And I really like this shade on my skin. I really love this red undertone. I feel like it's doing a really good job at warming up my face. And I actually think I'm gonna use a little bit more. I'm just a little scared to use too much. But let's see if I can just add a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Let's do that to the other side. I really like this formula. Like, it's super easy to blend out. Alright, so on the days that I don't use eyeshadow, I do like to use a little bit of bronzer on my eyelids. Because this is a little deeper than the Mocha Mami that I normally use, I'm just gonna start off very light and just see if I can use this on the back of my eyelid. Okay, so it's not too deep. Alright, so it's not too deep for my eyelids, but I feel like I can't really see anything, so I am just gonna use this Mocha Mami on my eyelids. This is how the Mocha Mami looks, and I'll swatch this shade right under the Laguna bronzer. There's a big difference between these two shades, even though they both have red undertones. And yeah, this is how the Mocha Mami compares to this Laguna bronzer. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this on my eyelids. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Alright, so next up for blush, my favorite one to use right now is the One Size Trio palette. This is the Cheek Clapper in the shade Berry Gay, and I really love these shades. It has a cream shade, a powder shade, and then a shimmery shade. This cream shade has a little covering over it to keep it separated from the powder, which I really like. Alright, so these are the swatches from top to bottom. This is the cream shade, the powder shade, and then that shimmery shade. And I really love these shades. They're super pretty and very pigmented. And then to apply the blush, I'll be using the Morphe E4 brush. Again, this is an angled brush, so I think it's perfect to apply the powders. And then it also does a really good job at diffusing the cream blushes. The shade that's my favorite right now is this one in the middle, the powder shade. So again, with these trio palettes, I have to be very light-handed. As you can see, it's very pigmented. Ooh. But a little too much. Let's take some of this off the brush. Alright, so this is the finish of this blush. Again, it's super pigmented, so be careful with it, but it is very pretty, which is why it's my favorite shade. All right, so lastly for face makeup, my favorite highlighter to use is this Easy Highlighter Wand by Charlotte Tilbury. It comes in the Quick and Easy kit in the shades Golden Glow and Sunkissed. And I'm just gonna put this right here, and then from my eye. And blend this out. And I really like the formula for this wand. It does feel a little sticky, but the glow that it gives is just super pretty. Yeah, you can definitely see this glow a lot better on this side. Alright, so that is it for face makeup. I'm just gonna go off camera and finish my eyebrows, eyeliner, and mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back and I want to show you guys which products I use off camera. For top liner, I use the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. This is the applicator. For bottom liner, I use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Perversion. For my eyebrows, I just use a dark brown eyebrow pencil from a beauty supply store. The name rubbed off, so I can't really remember where I got this one from. And then lastly, for mascara, I use my Still a Huge mascara, which is my ultimate favorite. Oh, and then I also use my setting powder all over my face off camera. I forgot to do it right after the highlighter, but I did it after the eyebrows, eyeliner, and mascara. All right, so lastly, to complete this look, I'll be using the High Performance Matte Lipstick by Give Beauty, When this formula first came out, they only had it available in a universal red shade. They just released a couple of more shades and they sent me their shade Old School Me. So I'll swatch this for you guys. And this is what this swatch looks like. It's very similar to the universal red, but it has a little bit more of a berry tone to it. It's a very pretty shade. So this is the finish of this lipstick. And yeah, that completes today's makeup look. I'll get closer to remind you what this bronzer looks like. Has a red undertone, very pigmented, easy to blend out. And then I also really like the finish of these trio palettes from One Size Beauty, the blush and contour. And then I also really like this glow from the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Highlighter Wand from the Quick and Easy kit. This shade particularly, the Golden Glow, is only found in the Golden Glow and Sunkissed kit, so definitely pay attention to that when you're ordering. Alright, so those are my final thoughts on all the new makeup products that I tried out today. If you have any questions about this Laguna bronzer or any of the other new makeup, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you are new here, welcome, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.